The exodus continues.
216,000 of them left Manhattan.
Challenges with crime, with public safety, and we're doing everything we can to deal with it.
Americans are moving out of big cities. Cost, quality of life, and the pandemic are shifting decades of population growth patterns. Here are 10 states people are fleeing from. Number 1, California. California is seeing more people move away than any other state again this year. The number of California cities where people are moving out of has grown from 3 to 6. California is famous for having very high taxes, which include local, state, and sometimes city taxes depending on where you live. It also has high sales tax. Los Angeles and San Francisco are the two cities that most people are moving away from. The Stockton-Modesto area also makes the list. I'm sorry, George. New cities from California on the list are San Diego, Sacramento, and Santa Barbara. But what's driving the exodus from California? While there's a push for company employees to return to work in person, many individuals have experienced the benefits of remote work and are foregoing the conventional office life. The appeal of California's stunning coastline and relaxed lifestyle appear to be struggling in competition with states that offer warmer climates, more affordable cost of living, and greater access to the outdoors, and less crowded cities. Number 2, New York. Moving out of New York has become trendy. It would seem that the skyrocketing cost of living and ever-increasing local, state, and federal taxes are driving factors. Many technology and banking industry workers have spent a great deal of time in the office, have found that working remotely due to the pandemic is better and it suits their desires, allowing them to leave the city and perhaps live closer to extended family members. New York saw a net loss of over 75,000 families last year. Number 3, Illinois. Opportunities for employment and better housing as a leading cause of the population decline in the state. Nearly half of the would-be movers said that the tax rate is a major factor in their reason for leaving. Number 4, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's decline of 18,000 plus households are directly responsible for job losses resulting from the pandemic. The state's sometimes sketchy weather doesn't help either. Many family members are seeking better employment odds in nearby states, while a considerable number of them are taking the opportunity to head for warmer weather and a lower cost of living. Number 5, Massachusetts. Several publications list retirement and work motives as the reason behind the Massachusetts population decline. The state's realized a net loss of 15,489 households last year. Recent history shows strong GDP growth and a robust economy, yet it's similar to the neighboring states that a recent push towards remote work allows family to leave high-density population areas and choose a more suburban lifestyle beyond the state's borders. Number 6, Washington. Former Washington residents are finding refuge from the state's skyrocketing cost of living in places like Oregon and Idaho. Oregon's cost of living is 7% cheaper, while Idaho boasts the lowest cost of living among the western states. With the ever-deepening housing crisis and the ability for more people to work from home, it's no wonder the evergreen state is experiencing a loss of over 13,000 families last year. Number 7, Colorado. Colorado was once considered a swing state. Colorado's politics have shifted towards the left in recent years. Conservatives leaving the state for Texas, Arizona are on the move. Overall, 12,145 families have left Colorado last year, and politics was just one small factor. The high cost of living, the out-of-reach real estate prices continue to drive the would-be home buyers out of the area, while traffic, congestion, increasing crime rates, and pollution seal the deal for many deciding to leave the state. Number 8, Indiana. Indiana's overall population loss of nearly 12,000 families last year as a result of lower than average pay. Despite the state's low cost of living, Indiana's neighboring states pay better. Those looking for substantial pay increases are looking elsewhere. Other factors in the decline is the state's tax of retired income. Retired people on fixed income may see better options outside of Indiana. Number 9, Michigan. Divided into almost exactly thirds, families leaving Michigan cited retirement, family, and employment opportunities as the reasons for leaving the state. Despite the nationwide worker shortage, young families in the state still feel like better working conditions exist across state lines. Michigan experienced a net loss of nearly 11,000 households last year. Number 10, Wisconsin. 10,000 more families left Wisconsin last year than moved in. Much of the decline is to blame on the fallout from the pandemic. Job losses and being closer to family became more accessible in the current employment environment, and the state's high tax rates and harsh weather were the last straw. Okay, now I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about why it's important to understand why people are leaving certain states and moving to other states. If we have a lot of migration like we've been talking about, we are in a very different market than we've ever been in before. A lot of people are saying we're headed for a housing crash. I believe we are in a housing crisis with very limited supply of homes for sale. We have a lot of people moving out, just like I talked about, and this creates a real problem. When a lot of people relocate to a certain area and we don't have a lot of homes for sale, it pushes the home prices through the roof. Here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. According to a report from Zillow, the home index value during the pandemic of January 2020, the home value was $241,000, and now in June, it's up to $350,213. That's almost $110,000 in 3 years. And I don't think the prices will be falling anytime soon. Total inventory in June was down 10.4% from last year and a tremendous 44.9% below June 2019 levels. Last June, we had marked a watershed moment of inventory climbing year over year for the first time since May of 2019. As fewer sales left listings piling up, that trend continued well into the winter. But this spring, as new listings slowed even more than sales, the inventory reservoir fell back below the year-ago levels. And if you think that high interest rates are stopping everyone from buying, you would be wrong. Okay, I wanted to interrupt the video real fast just to show you the days on market throughout the country. 38 days on market in California, 45 days on market in Nevada. Now, this is all information from June of 2023, and the source is from realtor.com. 45 days on the market in Arizona, 52 days in New Mexico, 36 days in Colorado, 45 days in Texas, 56 days in Florida. There's not a lot of days on market when moving inventory. Today's housing market is unusual because the prices are increasing despite the lukewarm demand. Redfin Home Buyer Demand Index measures a request for tours and other home buying services from Redfin agents is down 3% from a year ago, and mortgage purchase applications are down about 23%, but inventory has dropped more than the demand, with homeowners hanging on to their comparatively low mortgage rates, which is sending prices up. The new listings are down from a year ago, and the total number of homes for sale is down. This is the biggest decline in a year and a half. Pending sales are now down 15%, partly because of the lack of inventory and is trying the potential buyers' hands. This week's news that the Fed is no longer forecasting a broad economic recession is hopeful for the housing market.
Although activity in the housing sector has picked up somewhat, it remains well below levels of a year ago, largely reflecting higher mortgage rates. And higher interest rates and slower output growth also appear to be weighing on business fixed investment.
The Fed indicated a soft landing is more likely than they had previously thought, which means that interest rates went high enough to tame inflation, but not enough to cause a surge of unemployment and send the economy into a recession. This is hopeful news in a few ways, said the Redfin economic research lead Chen Zhao. Avoiding a recession means Americans will hold on to their jobs for the most part and will feel more confident about purchasing big ticket items like a house. Steady progress on taming inflation means that while the mortgage rates will probably stay elevated for at least a few more months, they are likely to start coming down before the end of the year. That should encourage some sellers and buyers to jump on the market. But here's the problem with that. We could possibly face, if the interest rates do come down, we'll still have a limited supply of homes for sale on the market. And with the pent up buyer demand, we will be in the exact same situation that we were in 2021 and 2022, where buyers are in bidding wars and waiving contingencies and offering over list price. These things we've seen in the past, and it will skyrocket the home prices to the moon. Right now, 30% of the housing inventory is made up from new construction homes, and builders are just not willing to take the risk that interest rates will drop. So by the time the interest rates do drop, we will have to wait 6 to 9 months for new homes to be built. This creates a real problem for both people moving to the new states and the people that already live in the areas people are fleeing to. So if you are thinking of moving and can afford it, you should move now and not wait and see if interest rates drop. I work with real estate agents all over the country, and I'd be happy to give you a referral. Or if you're looking to move to St. George, Utah, I'd be happy to work with you. Do you think I missed a state that people are fleeing from? Leave a comment below and I'll get back with you. Thanks for watching.